graph y is equal to negative 1 over 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 5. Identify the x-intercept, the axis of symmetry, and the vertex. Now let's try to remember the forms of a parabola that we learned so far. So far we've learned y is ax squared plus bx plus c. That's called a standard form. Number 2, y is a times x minus h squared plus k. That's called the vertex form. Your vertex form will be h comma k. Now it depends on the a value. The graph can be u-shaped, and depends on the a value. When a is less than 0, it will be upside down u-shape. Now then, finding the axis of symmetry, since this will be h comma k, so if you graph it, that will be your h. That's your axis of symmetry. Again, same thing. That's your h comma k. This will be the axis of symmetry. X is equal to h. Okay, the third one is intercept form. That's a times x minus p, x minus q. Your x-intercept will be p and q. Now again, your a value will decide the shape of the graph. We've already illustrated this in the solution. Okay, now since my a, let's compare this to the question. Y is negative 1 over 2 times x minus 1, x minus 5. Since my a is less than 0, I know that this will be upside down U shape. Now find the x-intercept, in short, like you can say you set this equal to 0. So we know that x is equal to 1. You set the second one equal to 0, x is equal to 5. That is, you're solving this equation by setting y equal to 0. We're trying to find the x-intercept. So, drawing the rough graph, that's 1 and 5. And since this is upside down U shape, you know that the graph will be drawn this way. So this will be your vertex, and vertex is sitting on axis of symmetry. How do we find the axis of symmetry? Finding average of 2 x-intercept, because it will be symmetrical. It will be halfway from 1 and 5. So that's a 6 over 2, that's a 3. So axis of symmetry will be x is equal to 3. Okay, we found it. We answered the question. X-intercept, we found it. That's 1 and 5. So now our job is to figure out vertex. Well, to do that, we plug in 3 to find the y value. So y of 3 will be negative 1 over 2. That's a 3 minus 1. 3 minus 5. That's negative 1 over 2 times 2 times negative 2. So that will be 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Negative 1 times negative 2 will give you 2. So x coordinate is 3 and y coordinate is 2. That will be 3 comma 2. That will be my vertex. And let's finish the graph. X-intercept is 1 and 5. So let's mark 1 and let's mark 5. Okay, now this one again, if you want to figure out that adjacent point, meaning next to the vertex, well, we start with a negative 1 over 2x squared. That is, the graph will have this shape. Now when x is equal to 1, that will be 1 comma negative 1 half. Since this is a symmetrical graph, this point will be negative 1 comma negative 1 over 2. Now you go to the right by 1, you go down by negative 1 over 2. This doesn't apply to any other points. It only applies to one next to the center. Okay, so it will go through these 2 points as well, okay? Because it's just parallel shift from negative 1 over 2 x squared. Now, just for fun, let's try to figure out y-intercept as well. Y of 0. We'll do it here. That's a negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 times negative 5. So that will be negative 5 over 2 That's negative 2 plus negative 1 over 2. That's negative 2.5. So it's going through negative 2.5. It's somewhere here. So the graph will be drawn like this.